I never imagined that one simple dinner invitation would change the way I looked at my career, my choices, and even myself. My name is Emily Carter. I'm 34 years old, living in Seattle, and for the past 8 years, I've worked as a project coordinator in a mid-sized marketing firm. My boss, David Harrison, was someone I respected deeply. He wasn't just another corporate manager barking orders. He actually listened, valued creativity, and pushed all of us to give our best. But what happened that evening when he invited me to dinner will stay with me forever. It all started on a Monday morning that was like any other. I had just dropped off my daughter Lily at school and barely made it in time to grab coffee before rushing into the office. The workload had been heavy that week. We were preparing for a new campaign launch, and as always, deadlines loomed over our heads. I was juggling numbers, schedules, and endless phone calls when David walked by my desk and paused. "Emily, do you have a minute?" he asked. I looked up a little startled. "Of course." He leaned slightly closer and said, "I'd like to talk to you about something. Maybe over dinner this week, if you're free." I hesitated. Dinner with the boss wasn't something I usually did, but the way he said it sounded professional, even considerate. "Sure," I said. "When?" "Wednesday night," he replied. "I'll make a reservation somewhere quiet. I want your thoughts on something important." The rest of that week I couldn't help but wonder what he meant. Was it about the campaign? Was I in trouble? Or was he considering me for something bigger? My thoughts swung wildly between excitement and anxiety. When Wednesday finally arrived, I made sure Lily was with my sister for the evening. I dressed neatly, nothing too fancy, just a navy blue dress that felt appropriate. I kept telling myself, this is just dinner. Just work-related talk. David had chosen a small Italian restaurant downtown, one of those cozy places with soft lighting and brick walls that made you feel both calm and alert. He was already there when I arrived, and he stood up to greet me with his usual warm smile. "Emily, thank you for coming," he said, pulling out a chair for me. We ordered dinner, and at first the conversation flowed easily. Work updates, campaign progress, even some light chatter about books and movies. I found myself relaxing, forgetting for a moment that this wasn't just casual dining. Then he leaned forward, his tone shifting. "Emily, I've been watching the way you handle your team, the way you solve problems under pressure. You have a gift. And I think you're ready for more responsibility." My fork froze midair. "What do you mean?" He smiled. "I want to offer you a promotion. Director of Client Strategy. It's a role we've been holding off on filling because I wasn't sure who could handle it. But after the last 6 months, I know you're the right person." My heart raced. A promotion? It was everything I had been working toward, but I hadn't expected it to come this way. I blinked, trying to process. "David, I don't know what to say." "Say yes," he said gently. "You've earned it. But I wanted to ask you in person, away from the office. This isn't just about titles or salary. It's about leadership. I trust you to lead." That moment, in that little restaurant, I felt an overwhelming mixture of relief, pride, and fear. The offer was incredible, but with it came pressure, longer hours, bigger challenges, more eyes on me. I remember whispering, "I need to think about it." David nodded. "Of course. Take your time. But Emily, I believe in you. And I hope you'll believe in yourself." The drive home that night was surreal. The city lights blurred as tears filled my eyes, not of sadness, but of realization. For years I had doubted myself, constantly wondering if I was doing enough, if I was good enough. Now, someone saw what I had overlooked in myself. The next few days were a blur of emotions. I talked it over with my sister, who told me to take it, and with a close friend who warned me about the stress such roles can bring. But the one who swayed me most was Lily. One evening, while we were doing her homework together, she looked at me and said, "Mom, you always tell me I can do anything if I try hard. Maybe you should believe that too." Her innocent words hit me harder than anything else. The next morning, I walked into David's office. "I'll take it," I said. His face lit up, and in that moment I knew this wasn't just about a job, it was about finally stepping into the person I was meant to become. The weeks that followed were intense. My new role demanded everything from me: late nights, tough decisions, managing conflicts, and keeping clients happy. There were moments I doubted myself again, moments I wanted to give up. But each time, I remembered that dinner, his words, and Lily's encouragement. Slowly, I grew into the role. My team began to look up to me not just as a colleague, but as a leader. Clients trusted me. And one day, as I walked into a meeting, I caught a glimpse of myself in the glass door, confident, composed, strong. For the first time in years, I liked who I saw. Looking back now, I realize it wasn't the promotion itself that changed my life. It was the offer, the belief someone else had in me that I finally learned to have in myself. That dinner with my boss wasn't just a meal, it was a turning point. And sometimes, the biggest changes in life come disguised as ordinary evenings.